What if I told you that the reason why Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is on 2 discs is not because the game is too big. It's not because of the file size. What if I told you that there is something else happening here, that it goes even deeper than just the game being too big? A couple days ago at Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, we got a brand new Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer, and let me tell you, it was a trailer. And there were 2 things that were revealed at the end of this trailer: that the game is coming in early 2024, and that the game is going to be on 2 discs. Now, of course, the amount of storage that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth could take up might actually be the reason why it's on 2 discs. But it's interesting to think about because the PS5 is capable of a lot. And I really think that there's another reason why this game is on 2 discs, and it has nothing to do with the size of it. Now, there's a lot of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth theories out there, you know, kind of theorizing what's really going on here. Is there multiple timelines? You know, are things changing this time around? What's really happening here? I'm a believer in the theory that there are 2 different timelines going on here. I think we have our timeline where, you know, it's Cloud and company and they're doing their thing, and that's, you know, that's what we see the majority of in 7 Remake. And then there's also the Zack timeline where Zack survives, and because Zack survived, things are different. And after watching the most recent FF7 Rebirth trailer, it didn't, I don't want to say anything's confirmed, right? It didn't confirm that theory, but I'm just gonna say I'm more of a believer in that theory now from what we saw in the trailer. The opening shot of the trailer is a news broadcast covering the wreckage of a tornado that swept up Sector 0, 1, and 2. And in these first couple of shots, you can see Barrett, Tifa, Red 13, and Aerith, who look like they're dead. Now, if you remember at the end of 7 Remake, we get this shot of Zack looking out at this tornado of plot ghosts that is surrounding Midgar. And if there really is 2 different timelines going on here, it makes me believe that because Zack survived in this other timeline, everybody else died. So now it seems like there's more evidence that there are 2 timelines happening at the same time. And this game is coming out on 2 discs. What if the real reason why Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out on 2 discs is because 1 disc is the normal timeline where you play as Cloud and company. It's just Final Fantasy VII. You know, it's that massive open world gameplay experience that we saw in the most recent trailer with all your party members. That's disc 1. But what if disc 2 is not an expansion of disc 1 because it's too big, but rather disc 2 is Zack's timeline? It's a completely separate experience where you're playing as Zack and you're experiencing what's happening as the result of Zack surviving. This theory is really just all fun and games for me at the end of the day, but just imagine how crazy it would be if they committed so hard to this bit that, you know, the 2 timelines that are happening aren't just, you know, it's not just about what's happening in the actual game, but it's, you know, you actually see it physically in your hands. You've got 2 timelines in your hands. You've got 2 discs for 2 timelines, 2 different campaigns, 2 different experiences in one Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I don't know, man. I think it would be really, really cool, because I really do believe we are going to play as Zack at some point in 7 Rebirth. Like, he's such a huge part of this story, and especially what's happening now with all the remake stuff. Like, there's no way we don't play as him, and having 2 different stories on 2 different discs, I think would just be kind of nuts. I think for me, it's really just like the meta of it all. Like, I think it would just be a really fun thing to do if they do end up doing that, just to, you know, hype the fans up even more, and to show the fans, right, that this is more than just a gameplay experience. Like, we are taking aspects of the story and actually incorporating it into physical things outside of the game. Just a thought, you know, that's really all this is. Most likely the reason why there's 2 discs is because the game is just that big, and I'm totally okay with that. But hey, we like to have fun here. We like to think of really wild theories, you know, not even really involving what's happening in the game, but actually what's happening outside of the game, that has to do with what's happening in the game, right? I'm excited. And if this ends up being something, man, I think people would lose their minds in a good way. Thanks for watching this quick little FF7 Rebirth double disc theory video, whatever you want to call it. This is probably the most excited I've been about a sequel to a video game in a very, very, very long time because of the direction they're going with it. Yeah, I can't wait. I'll see you guys later.